From a young age, birds are told of a place called Avalis. Birds who serve their gods well are rewarded with entry to Avalis for eternity. These are dark times. The kingdom of birds has fallen and will not again rise from the ashes. BURD with a U is a game about a small bird trying to save its kingdom and earn its place in bird heaven. Your approach to this is to appease the god, a large bird, only the head of which is visible, laying on the far left of the map. Bring the mighty god sustenance and he will grant you great power. May your wings now reach greater heights, spoke the god. If you wish to return to me sooner, I demand a blood sacrifice. Oh, that's unsettling. Yeah, BURD is quite dark, but the ominous atmosphere is something it really nails. I love the simple and bleak landscape with its retro CRT vibe. The music is just a single track, but it didn't once feel repetitive, and its mysterious, ethereal tone provides a fantastic backdrop for the game. The sound effects when flying and walking are all short, sharp noises that pierce through the music and add to the game's unsettling nature. And when it all comes together, the dark, empty visuals, the ominous music and the sinister dialogue, it drags you deep into this powerful, unsettling atmosphere. After feeding the god, you can travel further into the world with 3 jumps instead of just the original 1. To find more worms, you have to cover greater distances and traverse more difficult terrain, but breaking eggs reveals teleporters that make your task easier, letting you instantly travel between the god and the last egg you reached, so that's good. Although, now it's raining blood. But teleporting makes it easier to get another worm, and now I've got 4 jumps, which I need because the platforming sections get trickier and more creative. BURD with a U has simple but satisfying mechanics. Mostly you'll be pressing right and tapping or holding space, and this almost mindless mechanical difficulty means there's no real barrier between you and BURD's dark atmosphere. The difficulty never gets too hard, but it still leaves potential for you to make mistakes. I'm actually quite far away from the god now. I should probably make another teleporter, but now it's raining more blood. I don't feel like the good guy anymore. BURD has moral choices. Is it worth breaking an egg to bring back worms? Do I need to keep feeding the god for more power? And the choices don't just have an artistic impact, they change how the game ends. When I finished BURD the first time, I was faced with the consequences of my actions, and I knew that I had to try again. I wanted to know what I could do differently. I wanted to know what impact my choices could have. BURD is about 30 to 45 minutes long, depending on how quickly you pick up the platforming mechanics, and I had no problem with playing a second time. So I tried to be better. I would keep my greed in check, I wouldn't cause the skies to start raining blood, and it was difficult. I realise now that my quests to find food were going to be tough. I would have to make it all the way out to a worm and then bring the worm all the way back without dying. The further out I had to travel for worms, the further back I would have to bring them. When you could teleport from the broken eggs, I would just have to trek each new section as it came, but now that I have to traverse them all, the increase in difficulty was exponential. Maybe I'll just break 1 egg, just to make it easier to get back, you know? Being good was hard, and I didn't even know what it was for. I kept thinking, was my effort even going to change anything? A 2014 completely non-scientific study by Amanda Lang showed that in games with moral choices, of the players who deliberately chose to act good or evil from the start, 92% would choose to play as a good character. In most games I've played with a moral compass, those paths have been clear, simple. Dialogue option A is good and option B is evil. You can either finish a quest by freeing a group of slaves or selling them and keeping the cash. The distinction is clear, but more importantly, the choice is easy. Click one button instead of another and you're good instead of evil. BURD isn't like that. The morality in BURD is more realistic. Sometimes what's good isn't easy. Sometimes it's effort. Sometimes you don't want to do it even though you think you should. And in the end, you don't know what impact you're even going to have. As I said, BURD is a short game, 30 to 45 minutes long, and you might play it a couple of times to see what you can change. But even better, you can play BURD for free. Awkward Silence Games is letting the game go at zero cost on itch.io, but if you enjoy it, you can always go back and support the developers afterwards. If you like retro games, platformers, or games with a great atmosphere, then I can easily recommend testing your moral compass by giving BURD a try.